channel and close the Madden 22 team list before I'm responsible for a leak. And full screen. We'll give the people a minute to trickle in here.
Did you add channel and everything?
Should have.
Or what's Little Alex's top team? I mean, I know what team it is, but
The Bills for sure. Got to run it back.
Yeah, he's running back with the Bills, and then the Texans
Actually,
are
the
second.
Patriots. I'm sick of losing to them, so I'm gonna beat them.
I gotta mute the stream.
We're giving y'all a minute. Everyone get in here. This is a little content appetizer before the main course on Tuesday, if you will. It's very exciting times.
You didn't add up all the different results or all the different votes for. Do you have like the stats for like who got second?
Well,
like,
I have a piece of paper in front of me with all of that. You thought I wouldn't come here prepared?
You can see who got second.
Don't disrespect me.
No, on the write-ins, I'm saying Alex.
I have a piece of paper with all the results.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Okay,
Don't do that. I've been a Better League Network host for too long. Don't do that to me.
God.
Yes, you.
Guys, we've been here for like 5 minutes. You guys are already arguing.
Shut the fuck up.
Listen, we'll get to some more arguments later. Hi, Lucky. How's it going? Let's give people like 30 more seconds. I'll ask y'all both a question. Just give me your thoughts on the cycle, man. Obviously, Madden 21.
Awful.
Pretty good. I get to shit on Justin a lot. So fuck you, Justin.
Too bad he didn't get a conference championship to.
Too bad he didn't even make the fucking conference championship. You had one playoff
I've been
win
in
all
the Super Bowl twice, and you've never made one.
Phil. Oh, I've been there twice. Oh, I used to be okay at this game. Oh, now I'm irrelevant. I make the playoffs in the easiest division. You wouldn't even make the playoffs if you were in fucking Lucky's division. Or mine. You're lucky.
It's just cute when all these non-champions start bickering. Y'all know what I'm saying? Dan, I know you know what I'm saying, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, on that note, hello and welcome to the Better League Madden 21 End of Cycle Awards, hosted, it should say, by Connor, Justin, and Little Alex. Last minute addition here to the booth. Boys, Justin, I'll start with you. How's it going?
It's going well. Just got back from a nice 3-day vacation, and I'm ready to get right into the toxicity.
Beautiful stuff. And again, as I just mentioned, we are joined, a bit of a last minute addition here in the Better League Network. Little Alex, how are you?
I am fantastic. I'm ready to start yelling over some of these results.
That's what you love to hear. Now, obviously, this is Justin's baby, so I'll let him take the lead on a lot of this in terms of like the analysis and stuff. Obviously, Little Alex and I will give our thoughts as we go. But as you can see, this is the Madden 21 End of Cycle Awards. It's just like the usual, season to season awards that we do, except we added a couple categories as well. You'll see those as we go. It's very exciting. Madden 21 to me, you can argue about how the game itself stacks up to other, Madden games. For me, Madden 18 is just like the peak and maybe always will be. But as far as the league's strength goes, as far as, the content creation, as far as just having a group of guys who are just dedicated to be here, the league's never been stronger. I mean, half of us went to Miami. I mean, goddamn, y'all. Like, what other leagues are doing that? Just let me know. We are going to get now to the first award in, again, many, many awards we have, so kind of buckle in here, ladies and gentlemen. The Sexy Rexy, or the Sexiest Rexiest award of the cycle. The award for this one, again, this is for the entire cycle, goes to the, he's got some allegations against him, so we don't spend too much time on this one, but Deshaun Watson, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the full breakdown there. There were 5 entrants: Cam Rich, Levi Kason, Deshaun Watson, Tyree Jackson, and Kyler Murray. Obviously, Deshaun Watson with around 44% of the vote. Cam Rich coming in second, Kyler Murray coming in third, and Levi Kason coming in fourth. I believe I voted for Cam Rich. I know he had like the lowest yards per attempt of all of them, but to me, Lucky, just kind of the way he plays just embodies the Sexy Rexy award to me. Just hucking it up to DK Metcalf, just not giving a damn. We saw that, just against Dan in the NFC Championship. That's a good part of why he lost that game.
I just pulled Anthony Rizzo on the show, baby.
Nobody cares.
Let's go, Little Alex. I
do
not give a shit. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Please focus
on. Oh, he's only 27K. Never mind.
Please focus up. Please focus up.
Continue.
Are you focused? Can we continue?
I'm done. Continue.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
God, I didn't realize I was hanging out with toddlers all weekend. I'm still hanging out with a toddler. Jesus Christ.
Got him.
Okay.
Okay. So Deshaun Watson won. Justin, who'd you vote for? What are your thoughts on this award?
I did vote for Deshaun Watson, but I kind of regret it a little bit. I think it should have been a Cam Rich because I feel like Watson was a little too bad to win this award. But
you're literally the one that said
a lot
the
of
award is not a good thing and that the quarterback has to be trash.
And
now you're saying this was too bad.
Grossman. I just think that Sean needed a little more in the touchdown range, but just having those he had like a 60-something interception season. I think he has a 81 interception season. That's just numbers that only someone embodying Rex Grossman can have.
I don't know. I mean, to me, it was more of like an eye test situation where, like, yeah, Deshaun Watson has the higher, yards per attempt, has more interceptions than Cam Rich. But to me, I mean, Deshaun Watson, a lot of it was just, rolling out, using that escape artist, stretching the rules to their like thinnest extent. How often you can use escape artist did Chapter Roll this cycle, but I don't know. He just, to me, he wasn't like a just chuck it downfield all day guy. Whereas Cam Rich, especially the first few seasons of Cam Rich, he just relentlessly hucked that ball downfield.
Yeah, that's where I got surprised big time by Cam Rich only having 8.9 yards per attempt, because I feel like he was at least 10 the first 2 or 3 seasons that he was in the league. And then I guess Lucky, just played more conservative passing later on in the cycle, and that kind of ruined Cam Rich's chances.
Little Alex, who'd you vote for?
I did vote for Deshaun Watson. It's just kind of conflicting when the so-called father of this, who it's kind of like an abusive relationship because Justin only takes care of the kid like every other season. It feels like it. But anyway, it's kind of confusing because at some points he tells us that the award isn't good and that the quarterback should just be kind of trash. His stats shouldn't be good. And now he's out here saying that they're too bad to win the award. So I'm just a little confused and would love if it was more clear. But yeah, I think Watson deserved it. He had the highest yards per attempt besides Murray. But, Kyler Murray has just been being trash because, he sucks. So, yeah, I think I would agree with the Deshaun Watson pick, but also, like you said, Connor, he did roll out a lot and just throw some dumb interceptions. So I don't know. I think it was a close one, and I believe Cam Rich should have been, easily second, which it seems like he somewhat was. So, I don't know. Either of them could have won the award, and I wouldn't have been upset.
Yeah. To me, Cam Rich was probably more deserving, but again, the stats would indicate that Deshaun Watson probably deserved this, so I kind of get why he won. We'll move on because we have 15 awards to get to, so we can't spend 5 minutes on each one, or else this is gonna, take a little bit here. Most improved user, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this is most improved from last cycle to this cycle. Y'all may have seen the breakdown that Dan just posted where he compared the winning percentages from Madden 20 to Madden 21, where it looks like I had the best improvement from Madden 20 to Madden 21, so I better not hear anything from Little Alex when I release these awards, and these awards go to myself and Little Alex. It's a tie. Alex, how you feeling, man?
This is some horse shit. See, Connor did win a Super Bowl, so congrats.
Mm-hmm.
But I
beating
also,
you in the process.
The consistent winning, which just wasn't there, multiple times just being a really low seed, losing in the first round, lost to Dahudi in the first round of the playoffs as the 2 seed, and Dahudi was the 7 seed. That's crazy. I don't know. I understand the ring, which definitely should get him some votes, but, just consistently not being great. I don't know, a stretch. But in all seriousness, I think this was perfect. I think us tying was solid because that ring, last year, I was like, wow, this Connor kid kind of sucks before I really knew you. And, from you going from that with the Ravens, I believe, to winning the Super Bowl is pretty impressive. So I think it's fair to call it a tie. And I'm glad that we did tie. I think this was a solid result.
Listen,
I'll put this out there.
Go ahead.
Little Alex is the most improved user in the game, but Connor's the most improved team builder. So I'd say this tie is pretty fair.
What are you insinuating there, Justin?
I'm just insinuating that you were a great GM and that you really built.
He's saying that your team carried you to a ring in your ass.
That's funny. That's funny when Valdez was fucking trash every time he played the Browns.
Or the Bills.
I mean,
or the Bills.
Fair,
or any competitor, by the way. Or any competitor.
To be fair, you also said you would have rather taken him than, Greg Bootleg Carpenter. But...
I would have, but Carpenter was still 4-0 against Valdez because the man controlling Valdez is a trash can.
He's a fucking quarterback.
I said you guys both deserve this, and you guys both shit on me.
But why is his name Greg
you just said my team carries me.
I'm so
confused. It does carry me. But you said my team carries me.
My God.
Do you know what bootleg means, Alex?
Just shut up and let's keep going.
Anyway, you have the breakdown here. I mean, it was a clear 2-man race, and we did tie with 44% of the vote each. The other two applicants, the other two competitors for this one were Lucky and Hero Austin, both of whom were deserving as well. I think Lucky may have been the most improved user from the start of Madden 21 to the end of Madden 21 specifically, but that's just not what this award was, so it makes sense, I think, these awards do. And we have Dan saying Justin already getting shit on from both sides. It's going to continue, ladies and gentlemen. Lucky saying, I love this. Justin's trying too hard to make a smart point. Yeah, listen. There's more of that coming, ladies and gentlemen. Just prepare thyselves again. Congrats to Little Alex. Congrats to myself for co-winning most improved users for the Madden 21 cycle. We move on to the B-Man Memorial Hang in Their Butt Award. This, to me, was like the easiest vote in the entire damn lineup here. The award goes to Nick. I mean, look at these results, ladies and gentlemen. First off, he gets 87.5% of the vote. 11 and 101 on the season. I'm not sure, for someone who's stuck around the entirety of the cycle, I don't think we've ever had, not even from, B-Man, whoever, I'm not sure we've ever had a worse record than this, percentage-wise.
No, I think, I'm not sure if anybody's ever hit over 100 losses before besides this.
Yeah, he has a .098 win percentage. .098.
I mean, that's just tough. Imagine loading up Madden and knowing that 9 times out of 10 you're gonna lose. That I would probably shoot myself if I was like that. If that happened to me.
That's why he deserves it. Because respect for still staying in. Oh no, I think I would leave at that point. No offense, Nick.
Listen, Nick, a Miami brother. I met him. He's a king. Okay, he's just a beautiful, beautiful man. But yeah, and I have full respect for him for sticking around. And I think that's why having the roadies in here kind of as a collective is great because he has friends in here and that kind of keeps him around, despite taking
that makes a good point. Nick does show up in big games, but he just doesn't win them. I know he also came close. My game against him was a 1-2 score game.
That wasn't a big game.
No, that is not a good example or a big game. You've lost to Gamble.
I know, I'm just saying example. That's what happened, but
that's not an example. He got close to. He showed up against a trash user.
You could have used a lot better of an example, like when he almost beat Dan. That would have been a good one.
Anyway, Ryan is this is a fun show so far. Ryan also, got second place, 33 and 79. I mean, he unlike Tim, he was here for the entire cycle. I don't know. And then I guess Dr. Gamble, despite having a slightly worse record than Ryan, did have the joys of Adonis Morrison to kind of keep him going. Ryan just I don't really know what he had, honestly. And he was in a trash division. I mean, so was Dr. Gamble, but it just I don't know. Tough scene from Ryan as well, but obviously Nick, the clear deserving winner. I don't think we need to spend too much more time on this. Again, 11 and 101, ladies and gentlemen. Your eyes do not deceive you. We move on to best rivalry. There were a lot of competitors for this one. I believe 5 different ones, but the award for best rivalry goes to Austin versus Little Alex. You can see the breakdown here. Little Alex, you were a part of this rivalry. I'll let you take it away here.
This is great. It's so funny how people voted this best rivalry because I'm pretty sure a rivalry is when the two teams actually both beat each other, not when one just shits on the other. So it's very hard to call this a rivalry. I think I voted for myself because I saw my name and I was like, "Ooh, yeah, I want to win something." But in reality, I think Dan versus Steel was much better because they always had battles for the division and it was actually entertaining following them. I usually don't get too involved in the other conference or the other divisions, but it was actually entertaining to watch their games. Ben versus Connor, again, not really a contest because Ben is just complete dog shit. And the NFC West, again, just a bunch of trash cans, so whatever. Yeah. Oh, and Alex versus Phil, Alex sucks, so again, just not really worth it.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, Justin. I think you would have benefited from picking a rivalry in the NFC West and going with that instead of any combination. I would have voted for Lucky and King in this, for example.
To be fair, Dan helped me with these categories.
So you're blaming Dan.
It's all Dan's
this
fault.
Is your show, you realize. You have veto power over everything. Why are we blaming Dan?
That seems kind of shitty to throw it all on someone who's not even here.
I mean, that's kind of that's kind of shitty.
Which rivalry would you pick out of the West? Because they all
Lucky and King, they had great games every single time, and it was close to tied. I feel like.
Well, it's probably in combination. I did vote for. I think I ended up voting for Alex and Austin, just because even though Austin won most of the games, they're all really good games. There's a really bad blowout.
I think I had one close game in the playoffs, and it was this past one.
Yeah, but you guys also had really close regular season games too.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I won those, but the playoffs, kind of whatever.
Me versus Ben shouldn't have been on here. That quote unquote rivalry consisted of
more
him
of
talking
a-
shit to me and then me beating him. Like, that's not a rivalry.
It's more of a chat rivalry. To be honest, the league has gotten a lot less user versus user toxic with rivalries lately. So there's no more like Ben Ocho stuff.
Or like me and you.
I think me versus Cody would have been good. I think we're either like tied or close to it over the cycle. We had some great games.
Maybe if we weren't in fucking Florida for like 2 weeks, then you could have helped me out, me and Dan out with these and thought of
you
more
have
rivalry.
my number. You could have texted me anytime. I didn't get any input or any like messages for this. And now you're trying to blame Dan for like your own mistakes. All right, so Austin versus Little Alex wins best rivalry of the cycle. Congratulations to those two, and especially congratulations to Austin, who did win most of the games. It is what it is. The best division of the cycle. This one, in my opinion, it was kind of a two-man race. You know, you go with like the top tier power of the AFC East versus kind of the balanced division that was the NFC West, and it was the NFC West that ended up winning. Really, the only division in this league with 4 users who all really could compete any given Sunday, any given playoffs. And it was a relative blowout, which I wasn't really expecting. Around 63% of the vote went to the NFC West, a quarter of the vote went to the AFC East, and then the rest, I believe, 2 votes went to the NFC South. I've been asking Little Alex to go first every time, so Justin, you tell me about the NFC West winning this one.
I voted for the NFC West. I absolutely agree with it because the AFC East has those 2 powerhouse teams, but besides that, they have like nothing. They have no other team that you would expect to like even win a playoff game.
Well, I mean,
Tahuti, but he was only here like the last 2 seasons or something, so you can't really think of him as one of the mainstays of that division. But
thank you, Lucky. AFC North should have been an option. The only division in this damn league with multiple Super Bowl winners. Thank you. Goddamn. But apparently we're not good enough for you and Dan, though. It's fine.
All right, but the NFC West, 4 teams that could have made the Super Bowl at any time, so I agree with it pretty heavily.
What do you think, Little Alex?
Yeah, I think I agree. Again, I voted for my division just because I'm a homer, but I think it was pretty easy. They mostly all can compete except Kumar, who sucks. But the rest of them, yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good division. It's pretty fun to watch. I think if the AFC East, my division, had Chase with us and Tahuti throughout the whole cycle, then maybe we could have been, closer. Maybe it's like more of a 2-man race, but since I joined late and it wasn't like, Chase was here just trying to get some Madden under his belt. He wasn't really the normal Chase.
Yeah.
I think this one's easy and the NFC West deserves it.
Yeah, that's going to be, I mean, I guess I should wait until like the team show to really like go into this, but that to me is going to be like one of the most interesting things in Madden 22 is like, what Chase do we get? Like, is he back to being competitive or like, how locked in is he? We will see. But yeah, as much as I can yell about the AFC North not being on there, it was the NFC West all along. I voted for it and it's the deserving winner here. We go from best to worst here, and man, if NFC West was obvious, then this one to me is even more obvious. The trash-ass AFC South wins worst division of the Madden 21 cycle. You can see the breakdown here again. 2-horse race between the AFC South, which got around 63% of the vote, and the NFC East, which got around 37% of the vote. Both divisions, I believe, with the same number of playoff wins over the cycle. Justin and Hero both got 1, and that was it, but when you talk about just being, what really having your division represented by a complete trash can every year in the playoffs, it's clearly the AFC South. No contest in my mind.
Okay, I'll say this: the NFC East has the better top user in it. Austin was better than me this cycle, hands down. But 3 through 4 AFC South got it. I'm taking Cam over Cook. I'm taking
locked in Cook. No, I'm taking Cook.
Locked in
Cam. And I love Cam. Cam's a Miami brother. Cam
was locked in like maybe 1 season this cycle.
And that's on you. That's part of the user.
That's on me or that's on Cam?
That's on you, meaning like that's on the user who's like.
Yeah.
Like
that's not, you can't say, like,
I'm taking Chap over Ryan, and then.
Thank you, Dan. Cook did win a game. I forgot that he blew Ben the hell out, which no one in the NFC South is capable of doing.
Okay, so maybe it's 2-2 then, but still.
I might take Taint over Gamble though. Like that's okay. Well,
I would take Taint.
Wait, would it be? Did Taint end up with the better record than Ryan?
I don't know, man. You're the one who did the research for this. I don't know.
So then you'd have to take Taint over Chap, which I don't know if you could do.
Definitely good.
Interesting.
I think you guys both fucking suck and should have tied.
I do also think Pittman is tie.
Dan saying I'm taking every combo of NFC East. Lucky saying I don't think there's any data to support the idea that Cam's better than Kook. Yeah, it seems like the people are on our side, Little Alex, and once again, here we are on the right side of history. AFC South wins worst division of the cycle. We'll see if Justin's division can go for 3 straight here in Madden 22. It won't because CMAS and I are rigging it. I didn't say that. Game of the cycle, a new category here. A lot of really good I keep saying applicants. A lot of really good competitors for this award, but ultimately, deservedly so, in my opinion, the award for best game of the Madden 21 cycle goes to Super Bowl 30, the infamous / straight up famous Austin CMAS first Super Bowl where Austin won 31-29 off of the interception that CMAS threw at the end. Yeah, I mean, this to me, you've got a lot of really good competitors here. These to me, were probably the 4 best games of the cycle. I would have liked to see the Tim and Dehudi Better League Network game on here too, because that was a fun ass game for anyone who watched that. But that's more of like a deep cut, I guess, from the cycle. But
I think maybe like 3 people watched that game.
I mean, it was the child's popping during that game, but yeah, Super Bowl 30, the deserving winner in my opinion. Little Alex, what did you vote for here?
Yeah, I believe I voted for this one too. I don't have much to say because honestly, it is kind of hard to remember exactly what happened, but I think the CMAS one and the Dan versus Austin one were the 2 top choices for me.
Yeah, the Cody v. Dan one was tough just because I barely remember anything about that game other than Dan fumbling at the end, so I couldn't. That may have been the game of the cycle, but I couldn't really vote for it. I just voted for Austin versus CMAS because I feel like that was the game that kind of captivated the league the most. It was the most thrilling. It had the most twists and turns, and CMAS just came so damn close, man. We'll see if he's able to do it in Madden 22, but shit. That would have broken my heart if I were in CMAS's position. Justin, what did you vote for here?
Yeah, I voted for Austin versus CMAS Super Bowl 30. It's the only game that I can recall many moments in my mind from this cycle, so I think I just had to give it to that. Yeah. I think second for me would have been probably Super Bowl 27, just because I remember how hyped Cody got that day, and that was a lot of fun.
I do remember that, now that you're mentioning that, and I do also have to, give some love to my divisional brother for winning a Super Bowl, but yeah, Austin versus CMAS, the relatively deserving winner in my opinion, of course, 63% of the vote. Dan v. Austin, Super Bowl 33 came in second, the most recent game, the final game of the cycle here, and then Austin v. Cody got 2 votes in third place. 0 votes for Cody versus Dan, which is a little harsh, but yeah, Austin versus CMAS wins Super Bowl 30. Congrats to that game. The most disappointing user of the cycle, the award goes to, who else is going to be, ladies and gentlemen? It goes to Alex. The dude, he takes over the damn Kansas City Chiefs, the most, stacked offense, the most explosive offense in the league, and wins 1 playoff game with the Chiefs. You talk about being just a trash can among trash cans. I've been calling Justin a trash can this whole time, but shit, he had the Chiefs, man. He had the Chiefs. I don't know.
Yeah, I thought this one was pretty easy. Again, I voted for Justin because fuck Justin. But this one, again, pretty clear. You're taking probably the best team in the league, the best offense for sure, with Tyreek, Patrick Mahomes, and, even having a 99 overall Clyde Edwards-Helaire. You also have Mecole Hardman, Kelsey. You got a pretty decent defense, a lot of young guys.
Defending Super Bowl champions at the time, everyone had those inflated ratings. It's just, God.
1-1. He missed the playoffs year 1. Only got his first win in season 5 against, no offense, but a washed Morty who didn't seem very locked in.
Barely against the washed Morty, squeaked by him and then got blown the hell out in the next game.
He's lucky it was against Morty because I don't think he's beating anyone else that makes the playoffs. It may be Justin, but I don't know.
Except Justin.
Yeah. But that's rough, Alex. I'm sorry. I hope you're not watching because that's just, ouch.
He's not watching, but I'm sure this will get clipped. So
I hope so.
sorry, Alex, love you. Don't take balls away from me, please. Or do. I don't care. I got my ring. I don't give a shit.
I voted for Cloud here just because it's not really I didn't really vote for him for like BL disappointment or like team disappointment, but more like personal disappointment in him like lobbying and just annoying the admins about these new sliders just for him to hate them once we get him and then subsequently leave the league.
Fair enough.
Can I say something controversial on this podcast real quick?
Yep.
I didn't hate the sliders. I think we should have kept them.
I was not against that either, but
I didn't mind. I honestly don't really. I mean, I lost a lot more.
I think by the end of the cycle, offense got way too easy, and I think those sliders would have been helpful. But I also, heading forward to Madden 22, I don't want to ever hear about sliders again. We're going stock going forward. I just think for this cycle specifically, it wasn't the worst idea in the world. But, and then we had Ocho on here. I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah, we need to get Ocho out of here. Why?
Let's get him out of these awards.
This is the last cycle of Ocho.
This is like a rough breakup.
This was the last cycle, so we had Adam in here. It was a giant moment in BL that just had.
That's fair. That's fair. It is,
and it was very disappointing because like him or not, which nobody should, even though Alex loves him apparently.
I do not love him.
It was good content. It was really good content that he put out before he got in his own way. He's probably watching the stream
Stock
too.
made the game fun. I disagree. Watching Norman Fletcher overthrow 5-yard drag routes was very fun for me. I don't know what you're talking about, Dan.
Yeah,
King says the man who gives sloppy toppy to Ocho is asking him to be gone. Okay, I do have to ask about that, Alex, because you did you did make a deal with the devil to go against Austin, then just to lose to him anyway. What was up with that decision? Because I mean, you have me you could have talked to, you had Cody, you have Dan you could have talked to. These are all guys who've beaten Austin in the playoffs, and suffice to say, Ocho is not.
For one, if I ask you, it's just okay. Well, pray you get really lucky and pray your defense locks him down.
I'll stand by this. I did not get lucky against him in the beginning of the cycle. At all. EA was not a factor in that game.
Cody did pretty good in the beginning of the cycle against Austin, as did I, but he kind of fell off. And it's also Cody's friend Dan. I can't ask him because I would have played him in the Super Bowl, and again, one of Austin's friends. The only people that I even considered were Cody and Dan, because the rest of the league is trash.
Not me!
I'm just kidding. But those are the only people I really considered, and both of them are close friends with Austin, so I wasn't going to ask them.
I would have given you advice. I've kept it close against him in multiple other games. What do you mean?
You guys,
I beat him this cycle.
You guys can say what you want, but if anyone actually watched the game, that was the best game of the cycle that I have played against him. I'm not going to blame EA, but I really had a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of dropped picks.
Why didn't you slide with Mahomes? That's just my question. Like, why'd you take that hit?
Because I was trying to get out of bounds. It's not my fault when I get
hit. Gone out of bounds a lot easier.
It's not your fault. Taking zero accountability. This is why you'll never be awesome.
Anyway, that was the best game I played against him, and I do not believe anybody I could have asked in this league would have given me the advice and the help that Ocho would have given me. That Ocho did give me. Sorry.
I can't believe you just said that a lot. I just threw up in my mouth.
He helped me out more than you guys would think, and it was a very close game, and it was definitely the best game of the cycle. So hop off. I'm not an Ocho lover, but I did what I had to do to attempt to beat him. Oh, he still lost. Yeah, but I still played a lot better, and I did find a somewhat new scheme for myself, and I got a lot more comfortable on defense. And within 3 days of practicing,
next slide.
Within 3 days of practicing, I became a much better user. So that's all.
Alex, now that the cycle's over, you want to know what advice I would have given you to beat Austin?
What?
Spam audibles on defense. Yes, sir. Play of the cycle. We move on to that. Again, congratulations to, who was it that just won? I forgot. Alex won. Was disappointing with around half of the vote. The play of the cycle goes to Julio. And again, it's hard to embed Twitch clips so you can't watch the actual thing, but just go back. It's like the 5th highest viewed clip. Just watch Julio just destroying the Hero Austin's New York Giants offense. Ben, apparently Ben thought Julio was open. I think it was just a desperation heave. I don't care what Ben says, but Julio Jones just skying 2 Giants defenders coming down with a one-handed catch to pretty much seal that game. Just unbelievable. That may be the loudest I've ever yelled on a stream. Austin was in disbelief. Austin advocated quitting the game if you're Hero Austin, and that's how you know, because Austin would never quit the league after losing a game. But yeah, Julio got around 37.5% of the vote, and then there was just like a whole cluster of votes for the rest of the categories. Little Alex, what did you vote for here?
I also voted for Julio, but I just want to know why the fuck we used two very similar colors when you could have used like black or brown or anything but like red and like a slightly more pink red. So whoever made that shit is stupid. But anyway, yeah, I agree that Julio catch was usually I don't get very vocal during streams of other games or anything, but like even I was like, what the fuck? And that was an insane play, and of course Ben gets bailed out. But that's rough.
I don't care what Ben says. It was a desperation heave, and just happened to work out for him. And Ben, like very low key, one of the luckiest users in the league. But we won't talk about that. Justin, what did you vote for?
I personally voted for Hero's block field goal from the middle, just because I've literally never seen that until that happened, and I didn't even know that was possible until it happened. Until I saw that, which kind of blew my mind, so I voted for that. And I will say that I feel like the Quan Short LU pick 6 would have gotten more votes if it wasn't me, if it wasn't my team.
No.
It still got second, but
it was definitely like a cool play. Like in all seriousness, it was a cool play, but it was more just luck, or not luck, but it just didn't have a ton of meaning behind it. It didn't. Yeah. I know it didn't have much meaning, but like the meaning behind the Julio one helps it out a lot more for me anyway.
Yeah, I just think Julio, like given the circumstances and given like what it led to, I think that to me was the deserving winner. But like, I see your point. I maybe like I understand why the Quan Short play is second for sure. But yeah, to me, Julio was the deserving winner. It's the one I voted for, and it did win. Shout out to the one user who voted for my Hail Mary against Jesse. I appreciate that. I doubt a lot of people watched that, to be honest with you. Folly of the cycle. I can't even remember the competitors to this one, so I'm just going to go to it. Oh, yeah, it's when Chapter Roll just completely tanked and blew a win against Dan because he was too busy, celebrating, too busy talking shit to check the damn penalty. Disgusting. 75% of the vote. I have nothing more to say about it. Little Alex, were you as disgusted as I was seeing that?
I was extremely disgusted, but I am so blessed and happy that the spike on 4th down was lost in hell, because I feel like that would have been at least a close competitor. But that game, I was in my car. I don't remember what I was doing, but I was driving, watching the stream, and I was like, "Wow, okay, chat." And then that happened, and like I had to stop for a minute. Like I pulled over into a gas station. I was like, "What the actual hell?"
So Chapter will cause you to have a car like a 8-car pile up just from that play. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. But anyway,
are you watching that was insane. Driving?
And that has to be one of the craziest plays that I have ever witnessed. Like craziest volleys that I've ever witnessed.
Listen, I don't advocate being on your phone while driving, but if you are going to do it, make sure it's Bear League Network, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I have to say.
No, I just had the stream up on like my dashboard, kind of. So I wasn't like actually watching necessarily. It was more just listening.
So it was like a radio broadcast, essentially. Okay, I get that.
Yeah.
I have a soft spot for BLN Dissension. This is where CMAS and I were just indirectly screaming at each other during his playoff game against Ben. But yeah, I mean, Chapter Roll just he literally won the game and then just threw it away by not accepting it or by not doing the right thing on a penalty.
He went from what would have easily been the play of the cycle to what was easily the folly of the cycle. If that fumble return on the ending punt goes for a touchdown, that's easily play of the cycle.
That's rough.
I don't disagree, especially given like who the two users are. But yeah, Chapter Roll easily wins this, deservingly so. Because I mean, God, talk about just fumbling the bag, literally just fumbling the bag. If you're Chapter Roll, that's just brutal. And then my folly. I mean, I just I sent that because I was asked for the folly of the year. That didn't deserve any votes. I don't know who voted for that. But
no, that was pretty awful.
It was kind of trash. I apologize for submitting that, but we need.
I mean, that was hilarious. I was watching the clips back and seeing that happen. Like, oh, this play always works. Just watch if I just read it right. And he's like, oh, and then throw a pick. It was very entertaining to watch.
It was supposed to be a pump fake, and I just, I was feeling myself a little too much. I'll be honest with you. It's tough. So yeah, that wins Folly of the Cycle. We move on now to, again, one of the new categories, Meme of the Cycle. And again, Little Alex, I mean, nothing else was ever going to win this. 44% of the vote goes to Mother. And, really, I mean, Ocho Sucks.mp4 was obviously the highest effort meme. And I feel a little bad that it didn't win, like, given the amount of effort that Dan put into that video. But, I mean, Mother just captivated the hearts and minds of the Better League Network community. Just, what was going through your mind during that fateful minute, little Alex?
A lot. It was something. I don't remember exactly what I say in the clip, but my mom and like brother always walk in when I'm commentating games, and I don't actually sit there and think that it's super serious, but like I don't want them talking, so I'll always be like, oh, I'm in the middle of something serious, blah blah whatever, and they don't really care. So I showed her the clip though, as I told you guys earlier, and she was laughing. So I'm glad that my mother is famous in BL. She'll be happy to hear that she won this award. So that's all I can say.
Also, who just calls their mom Mother? That's like way too formal.
No, when I'm aggressive, like yelling at her or something, I say Mother.
Why do you yell at your mom?
Well, because most of the time we're just messing with each other.
Dan calling the Mother clip overrated. That's tough. Although I get it, Dan.
Wow.
Ocho Sucks maybe probably should have won, but yeah.
Oh wait, that was the video, right? With the coffin dance.
Huh?
It wasn't that the video with the coffin dance and that like classic song. Or whatever?
Oh yeah. No, it was the whole like
Okay.
Better League.
Yeah, I do think it lost a little bit of points there since it wasn't like super original. Since Lucky already did that with.
Shit.
Since
you hear that, Dan? He just said you're
Dan, you hear that? After he helped you with these awards, you hear that, Dan?
Wow.
Oh my god.
What piece of shit?
No, I'm just saying that since if Cloud hadn't done the Ocho one, then if Cloud hadn't done the Chase one last cycle, then this would have been a lot bigger this cycle.
I disagree. I think it was just a lot of people forgot about the actual video, and they were just thinking it was like the whenever I see the command, I forget that it's actually a video.
To be fair though, I did vote for Mother.
I don't think it was released later than it would have.
Because I laughed harder at it.
Lucky saying that was the first time he ever saw the OG drops it. I was about to yell it, but I'm not going to because the window is open. Not going to do that. But yeah, Chiefs Raiders, man, that was a tough game. Very tough game for Morty. So yeah, Mother by a hair wins meme of the cycle. I'm glad it did, although I think Ocho Sucks.mp4 will maybe live in infamy a bit more. The Connor Rice Man of the Cycle. This is where we go to the write-in awards here, and I have everyone who got a vote in front of me, including people who voted for themselves. Would anyone in this party like to admit to voting for themselves before I expose the votes here? Just out of curiosity.
Okay, before you say it, somebody always makes their name Justin and votes for Justin for every single.
Oh, yeah, he's so full of shit. He definitely just votes.
My name's
Cap. Oh my god.
My votes in were Justina. There's someone else that did Justin. I didn't Justine my votes.
That's okay. I'm just gonna ignore everything you just said, but yeah.
No, I did. I voted for CMAS. I did not pick myself.
For Man of the Cycle, I voted for Connor.
Listen, Dan, that would have been the most toxic moment in league history if I'd screamed. So essentially, Little Alex and Justin, what happened was like near the end of our final league dinner together, the all you can eat.
I've been told this.
There was a waitress who dropped like 6 plates and they all just like shattered on the ground, and I was about to scream drops it, but I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't.
Hilarious.
No, it would have been hilarious, but I also oh my god.
I just imagine that drops and then like 8 heads just turn to you waiting for you to say it.
Would have been. Well, yeah, no, I literally, it happened, and I looked at Dan, and he was just like, go on, and I was like, I can't do it. But that would have been great. But missed opportunities. Maybe in the Vegas trip 2022. We'll see, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, to get to who won this, good lord, I forgot I have to announce a winner here. The award, and this was by landslide, ladies and gentlemen, the award for Man of the Cycle, deservingly so, goes to the founding father of the Better League Network, the content god himself, CMAS. He got 7 votes, by far the most anyone got. The other ones receiving votes, Dan got 2 votes, again, deservedly so, does a lot of behind-the-scenes work, does a lot of, a lot of admin work, and B, just puts together a lot of content for the people, especially, this last week has really been grinding. And then Alex, Commish Alex, myself, Mike, Justin, and Ryan all got a vote, but it was always going to be CMAS, guys. I mean, come on now.
I think you should have gotten a lot more votes, Connor. I
appreciate that, but none of it happens without CMAS, so I think he deserves it.
Yeah, but also the stuff you make is you don't make a whole lot of content. CMAS makes content, you just kind of jump on, but
right.
you make every
Wow.
you make all of the commentaries fun, and you're the one with all the literally everyone 90% of CMAS's soundboard is your voice.
Yeah, that is true. And after you made that point about like all the like Better League Network top clips, I looked, and you're right. Like almost every top clip is just me just like screaming my head off. So I get that, but
yeah, I'll say this. You make the Better League Network.
All right, can we quit with this dick sucking?
Well, listen, I don't want him sucking my dick here because I think CMAS deserved it. But Little Axe, who'd you vote for?
You can never go on CMAS.
I voted for CMAS, but I believe Dan was a very close second and deserved almost the same. It was kind of hard to pick between the two. No offense, Connor. But CMAS obviously came up with BLN and Red Zone, which he abandoned after like 1 year, but he still created it. But Dan, I think his, I don't know how to explain it. His contributions to the league are very underrated. Because even me, when I was thinking of the award, my immediate thought was CMAS, but then I was like, wait, but what about Dan? Just because he does so much behind the scenes, he has a lot of different tables and shit and charts of all the stats and whatever. He does a lot of behind the scenes work while also being an admin. So I do respect a lot of the things that he does for the league, and I believe he does deserve more credit. But BLN has become huge, at least for us. So I think it definitely should have been CMAS, but Dan should have been a very close second.
Yeah, it's hard to choose. I think CMAS, Dan, and Connor all deserved it equally.
Yeah, not Connor though.
Dan is absolutely the BL man of the Minecraft. Easily.
Okay. Moving on. So CMAS wins.
Jesus Christ. Can't do this.
But yeah, I mean, you're right, Dan. I mean, one could call Dan the backbone of this league, honestly, in terms of just all the different shit he does for us. So thank you for that, Dan. But yeah, CMAS wins. The Connor Rice man of the cycle, deservedly so. Again, the founding father of Better League Network, which has just taken this league to great heights. Most underrated, not overrated, underrated user of the cycle. The award, you'll be happy about this one. It goes to Little Alex. It was super close. You only got 3 votes, but you were... Whoa! Sorry, I'm too used to clicking it again, but Little Alex got 3 votes. King and Lucky both got 2 votes, and then Boz, Cody, Hero Austin, Kumar, Justin, Nick, and Ryan all got 1 vote. Little Alex, again, you're the winner of this award. What are your thoughts?
I appreciate it. I think it's it depends on who likes me and who doesn't, because I feel like a lot of people that don't necessarily like me say that I'm overrated because I lose to Austin. But it is nice to have a few supporters saying that I am underrated. Mm-hmm. I did improve a lot compared to last season, and I think it's easy for me to get mad at myself for losing to Austin. But when I look back on it, I did improve, and I've been, in my opinion, I've been at least a top 3 user in the AFC every season. So it's nice to be underrated, but I don't know. I think I believe that Lucky or King definitely should have won this award, because I don't think anyone looks at them and thinks they're a contender. But they are consistently contending, except I guess Lucky, he's only showed up this last season. I think personally my vote would have gone to Lucky, or did go to Lucky, or should have gone to Lucky. I don't know. I think Lucky should have won the award though.
Interesting. Justin, who'd you vote for?
I voted for Little Alex. Oh yeah, cute. But
now you're sucking my cock.
Yeah, this is because Little Alex would have easily made the Pro Bowl at least 3 times if he was in the NFC.
The Pro Bowl.
The Pro Bowl.
I think we all make the Pro Bowl.
Yes, he would have made the Pro Bowl. He would have made the Super Bowl around probably at least 3 times if he was in the NFC, because he had to get over the massive humps of Austin and Connor in the playoffs every year. So yeah, I just think that Little Alex's his skill isn't recognized. He's probably a top 3 user in the league.
Aw, I appreciate it.
I voted for Little Alex because I think in a vacuum he was the second best user of the entire cycle, and
he said it.
Austin, yes sir. Take your shots, ladies and gentlemen. But the Austin hurdle was a tough one. That was just a bad matchup for you for a variety of reasons. But yeah, you were the second best user in the cycle, and like Justin said, if you were in the NFC, you would have owned that shit, honestly. Maybe in a similar way to how Austin owned the AFC, honestly. It's whole very, very possible. Excuse me?
That whole division just sucks. So.
Oh, I thought, for some reason, I thought you said I sucks, and I was like, that was
no
very uncalled for after what I just said.
No. If I was in the NFC, I think it would have been me and Dan, because I know CMAS was up there with the top of them, but I never lost to CMAS. I've never actually lost to any NFC users besides Finn with that one bullshit game and Dan, who beat me twice. So I believe it would have been between me and Dan every year. And, Dan did win a ring. So I don't think you can call me the second best when Dan does have a ring. You don't count, Connor, though, because you suck, but Dan doesn't. So I'd say third at the very top of it. So I don't know. I appreciate the love, though. I truly do.
So yeah, again, there was a huge spread of votes here. A lot of people that got voted for, but ultimately Little Alex did come away with the most underrated user of the cycle. Hopefully he can put that on his trophy mantle in lieu of a Lombardi. We move on now to the most overrated user of the cycle. This one, much like underrated, this had a huge spread of votes, and I don't know, like, entirely how I feel about this, but I kind of get it. The most overrated user of the cycle goes to Hero Austin. Again, much like Little Alex, he got 3 votes. 2 votes went to King. Ironically, King got 2 votes for overrated and underrated, but King got 2 votes, as did CMAS, Rhode Island Austin, which, whatever, and Commish Alex, and then Ben and Justin each got 1 vote. I think, who did I vote for? I voted for Alex. I voted for Alex, obviously, because, it's very on brand for me to hate on the Kansas City Chiefs this year, but Little Alex, who'd you vote for this one?
I voted for King because multiple times I was hearing on the podcast that, he could be a Super Bowl contender, like this might be his year, and he never really lived up to it. I know he made the NFC Championship a few times, or maybe it was only once, I don't know. But it just, when I looked at King, I just never felt like he was a true competitor for the Super Bowl, just because it felt like if he had the run game going, the pass game wasn't there, and if he had the pass game going, the run was being stopped. So I just feel like he wasn't consistent enough on both sides of offense, even though his defense was incredible. And I think he got overrated just because of, like, the commentators and stuff just hyping him up a lot, especially you, Connor. Fuck you.
I did hype up King a lot. I mean, I thought King was a contender, but I thought he needed, like, a certain series of matchups. Like, I thought he needed, like, stuff to break his way in the playoffs, which he never really got, honestly, with how the NFC broke out a whole lot. But yeah, I think I voted. Yeah, I voted for Alex. I already said that. Justin, who'd you vote for?
I don't completely recall, but I think it was Hero Austin, and my reasoning was because he had, like, all these. I feel like he had, like, a good a good amount of wins over good users in the regular season, but it just didn't show up in the playoffs.
I guess my question is, who was hyping up Hero Austin like that, though? Like, I don't feel like at any point people thought he was, like, a Super Bowl contender.
Well, I guess, like, I was thinking of more of, like, his record is overrated. His, like, total record.
Okay,
That's fair. I agree.
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't think anyone thought he was.
He made the playoffs like every year, but then he wasn't getting many playoff wins, even though he was doing well against guys like Dan and CMAS and Ben and all those guys in the regular season. But
don't put Ben in
somehow
there.
couldn't do it in the early cycle. Ben.
I just want to thank the NFC for letting Ben be my Super Bowl matchup in Super Bowl 29, because that was sick. But yeah, Hero Austin wins this. I don't completely, like, based on how I see, like, the overrated vote, I don't completely agree with it, but at the same time, I get it. Like, I get the vote. So he won, again, barely. Both the overrated and underrated were very, very close. Most toxic user of the cycle. This one, again, a very close vote. Really the only, like, runaway in terms of the write-in votes was Man of the Cycle that CMAS won. Everything else was very close. And the winner of this one also only got 3 votes. It is Ben. Again, he got 3 votes. I got 2 votes, which I guess makes sense. I do get toxic sometimes. Ocho got 2 votes, and then Cam, Cody, Dan, King, Little Alex, Mike, and Steele all got 1 vote. I'll speak on this first. Ben was very, very toxic the first half of the cycle, but, he kind of, like, tucked his tail between his legs and ran in the last season, so I don't know if I can call him the most toxic user of the cycle after that.
That's fair. I think I voted for Ben, and it kind of hurts because I don't want Ben winning any awards. But the amount of shit he talked while simultaneously losing was insane to me, and I think that overpowers him, like you said, running away in the end of the season, or end of the cycle. So it hurts to vote him in, but I think he deserves it. I don't think there's anyone else that was really as much of an asshole while doing so bad. So
I did vote for. I voted for Connor, but that's a little bit more of a meme pick. Just because during like streams, he doesn't get toxic in chat, but like during his stream, he'll get real toxic.
During my stream, I'll get real toxic.
Yeah.
Do I usually talk shit during my streams? I don't feel like
Connor's
like
like quiet as hell.
I was talking like BLN and stuff.
That's not his stream though.
It's not my stream.
I said in stream, not his stream.
Now I'm confused.
I said in stream, Connor's a lot more.
Yeah, but that's still like a really weird way to word that. Though, like, do you understand why?
Why don't you just say when he's commentating?
Very confused by that.
Fine, yeah, when he's commentating. When he is
so many other words
part of a stream, he's a lot more toxic.
You could have done so many other verbs, or not verbs, but you could use so many other words.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'll use verbs.
Listen.
I meant to say words.
We're moving on.
Oh.
Dan and King, I know who you voted for, and listen, I don't disagree. That was my vote for. That was my vote for. I think I actually, despite what I said, I think I voted for Ben just because, he hurt my feelings a couple times, and then the Super Bowl happened, and my feelings were unhurt. It was pretty sick. Here is the recap of the Better League Madden 21 Cycle Award. Sexy Rexy, Deshaun Watson, Most Improved, myself, and Little Alex. B-Man, Hang in Their Butt Award goes to Nick. Best Rivalry, Austin versus Little Alex, Meme of the Cycle, Mother! Best Division, NFC West, Worst Division, AFC South, Game of the Cycle, Super Bowl 30. Most Disappointing, Alex, Player of the Cycle, Julio. Folly of the Cycle, Trap Rules, Tank Job, Man of the Cycle, C-Mass. Underrated, Little Alex, Overrated, Here Austin, and Most Toxic User, Ben Tennant. Justin, I'll ask you first, since this is your baby, just
that he abuses and only cares for like once every season.
No, facts. But Justin, just give me, this is the last time we're gonna hear your voice before, Madden 22, as far as I guess Madden specific productions go. Yes, let me finish my sentence, please. So just give me your final thoughts on this cycle. Just what are your thoughts?
Overall disappointing. I had a crappy division. I should have won more playoff games. I didn't. I blew them. And overall, pretty crappy cycle for me.
All right. Little Alex, can you lift us up a bit?
It was about as good of a cycle as you can ask for. Like, you can't really go into a season being like, yeah, I'm going to win so many Super Bowls, because that's how you kind of get let down. So it is disappointing to not have won a ring or made it past Austin. But overall, I am glad that I've gotten to where I am, because I was pretty dog shit last Madden. And now I feel like I know the game pretty well. So it was a good cycle all around. I'm excited. And I'm just really happy that the one game I, declared that I was already going to win against Justin in the playoffs, and he actually had a 2-possession lead on me with like 5 minutes left. I still won. So I'm sorry, Justin. You are very bad, and I'm glad that the cycle went bad for you. But thank you for having me on the show.
Oh, of course.
And I would also like to ask you how you feel about your cycle.
Well, thanks for asking, Little Alex. Great cycle for me. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm just the way I'm going into it. I have to remain humble. I have to remain grounded. Madden 22 is a whole new cycle. As far as I'm concerned, starting Madden 22, the ring doesn't matter. I just got to keep grinding. Hopefully, put myself in a position where I can compete to hopefully get another one. But yeah, as far as Madden 22 goes, it's a complete new slate, new cycle. The old records don't matter. The old accolades don't matter. So this has been a great cycle, and I'll always remember it fondly. But new horizons are rising up, and I'm very, very excited for it. Thank you so much. Justin, for putting this together. Obviously, Dan helped out with that, even though you just shit on him relentlessly throughout this broadcast. So yeah, I don't think he does. But thank you so much, Justin and Dan, for putting this together. Thank you, Little Alex, as well, for joining us. Again, you can see all the cycle awards up there. Thank you all for making this the best cycle the Better League has ever had. And here's to a great one. I'll see you all on Tuesday for the Lotto, which is at 11 a.m., and then the team reveal show, which I think we're still voting on. Again, my vote is still up for sale if anyone wants to, slide. I was about to say slide into my Venmo. That's funny. If anyone wants to hit my Venmo up, I'm old, y'all. It is what it is. Peace.